Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How many times have you been stuck in a moment, paralyzed by your thoughts, weighed down by negativity, and felt like you couldn't move forward? I'm here to tell you today that no matter what life throws your way, you have the power to change your state, remove those negative thoughts, and rise up into happiness. The first thing you need to realize is this: happiness is not something you wait for, it's something you create. It doesn't matter if the world around you is chaotic. It doesn't matter if you're facing adversity. The truth is, your thoughts create your reality, and the moment you take control of your thoughts, that's when your power comes alive. You are not a victim of your circumstances, you are the creator of your experience. No one controls your mind except you, and I want to show you how to take back that control, how to clear the fog, and to break free from the chains of negativity. Let me tell you something that is going to change the way you experience your life. What you focus on, you get more of. It's that simple. Now, I don't care what situation you're facing right now, whether it's personal, professional, or emotional. If you focus on the problems, if you focus on what's going wrong, if you focus on the past or the things that are out of your control, you are going to continue to feel disempowered. You'll be stuck. But when you shift your focus, everything changes. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your focus. Think about it. Right now, there are a million things happening around you. The good, the bad, the challenging, the amazing. But guess what? You get to decide what you're going to focus on. You could focus on the noise, the stress, the distractions, or you could choose to focus on your strength, your vision, your future. You get to choose. Focus is power. If you want to change your state, if you want to change how you feel, it starts with your focus. And here's the truth. You can't feel bad while you're focused on something empowering. If you shift your focus to something that excites you, something that inspires you, your entire energy shifts. It's impossible to stay stuck in negativity if you are focused on what you can control, on what you can create, on what you can change. Now, I want you to think about something. Have you ever had a day where you woke up with a negative thought or a little bit of frustration? And then what happens? That one thought turns into another, and then another. Pretty soon you're spiraling, right? You're focusing on everything that's going wrong. You're giving all your energy to what you don't want. And the more you focus on it, the bigger it gets. But listen, what if you could shift that? What if instead of focusing on the problem, you focused on the solution? What if you could focus on the possibility, not the limitation? You see, when you change your focus, your mind shifts gears. And that's where the magic happens. You break free from the cycle of negativity. You start seeing opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Here's the key. Your brain doesn't care what you focus on. It's just like a search engine. It will give you more of whatever you tell it to look for. So if you tell your brain to look for problems, guess what? It'll find them. It's amazing at finding problems. But if you tell your brain to look for solutions, for ways to grow, for how to get better, it will find those too. Your brain is always working for you, whether you know it or not. Think about a time when you've been so absorbed in something positive, maybe a goal you were working on, or a passion that made you feel alive. When you were fully immersed in that, did you feel fear? Did you feel stressed? No, why? Because when you focus on something that excites you, that fills you with purpose, there is no room for negativity. The right focus changes everything. But here's the thing, you need to train yourself because like any skill, focusing on the right things takes practice. It's not enough to just wish for a better focus. You've got to make a commitment. Commit to focusing on what serves you. Commit to focusing on your strengths, your goals, your vision. Commit to focusing on what you're grateful for. Do you want to know the secret to mastering your focus? It's awareness. The moment you become aware of what you're focusing on, that's when you take your power back. When you notice that you've started spiraling into negativity, the first thing you need to do is catch yourself and say, wait, I don't need to focus on that. I choose to focus on something better. You can do this. You can interrupt that pattern and consciously direct your energy towards something that empowers you. Now, here's the powerful part. You can take control of your focus in any situation. Life throws challenges at all of us, but your response to those challenges is determined by where you place your focus. Let's say you're facing a tough time, maybe a setback at work, a personal struggle, or financial stress. Instead of focusing on the fear of failure or the doubt creeping in, you can choose to focus on your resourcefulness, on your ability to overcome, on the fact that you have the tools to get through this. When you focus on what you can control, you step into your power. And when you feel overwhelmed, I want you to remember this: focus on the next step, not the whole staircase. It's easy to get paralyzed when you look at everything at once, But the key to overcoming overwhelm is focusing on the smallest, most immediate action you can take. Take control of that. Do that one thing. And when you do, your confidence builds, your momentum shifts, and your focus becomes laser sharp. Focus is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. But the more you neglect it, the weaker it becomes. So make the decision today. Take control of your focus. Take control of your mind, and your life will follow. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Focus on who you are becoming, not who you were. And remember this, you have the power to shift your focus anytime you choose. It's all in your hands. Let me tell you something that will change the way you experience life every single day. Your physiology determines how you feel. Right now, at this very moment, you are a product of the way you are holding your body, the way you're moving, the way you breathe. That's the power of your physiology. If you want to change how you feel, you have to change how you move, how you stand, how you breathe. Because when you change your body, you change your state. And when you change your state, you change your entire life. Think about it for a second. Have you ever been in a situation where everything felt off, where the weight of the world was on your shoulders? And what happened? Your body slumped, your shoulders rounded. You took shallow breaths. When that happens, your energy drops, your mood sinks, you get tired, sluggish, and your thoughts get negative. That's your body telling you that you're in a low energy state. But what if I told you that in just a few seconds you could flip the switch, that you could go from feeling down, powerless, or exhausted, feeling powerful, alive, and unstoppable by shifting the way you hold your body? You have that power. Here's the truth. Your body is a direct link to your emotions. The body and mind are inseparable. If you want to change how you feel, you have to change how you use your body, your posture, your breath, the way you move your arms and legs, the speed at which you walk. It all has an impact on how you feel. Let me give you a real world example. Think about two people. One person is standing with their shoulders hunched, their head down, breathing shallow, arms crossed, closed off from the world. And another person is standing tall, chest out, head up, shoulders back, breathing deep, with energy pouring out of every part of them. Now tell me, who's more likely to feel confident? Who's more likely to feel energized? Who's more likely to take action? Of course, it's the second person. Why? Because when you use your body in a way that's open, that's powerful, that's strong, your mind starts to follow. When you stand like a champion, you start thinking like one. Now, let me break this down for you. Physiology is everything. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a high energy state, let's say you're excited or you've just finished a great workout, everything in your life seems to flow? You feel unstoppable. That's because your body is sending powerful signals to your brain, and your brain is responding by flooding your system with the hormones of energy, confidence, and motivation. But here's the secret. You don't need to wait for something to make you feel powerful. You can take control of your physiology right now. If you're feeling low, if you're stuck in a rut, if your energy is low, you don't need to wait for it to change. You can take immediate, massive action and shift your physiology, and your mind will follow. What's the quickest way to shift your physiology? Movement. You move your body, you change your state. When you're stuck in a negative loop, move, get up, walk around, shake your arms, jump up and down, stretch. Move like you're excited, like you've already won, like you're full of life and energy. When you do that, your mind will have no choice but to follow. You break free from that negative cycle. Another powerful way to shift your physiology is through breathing. Most people don't realize this, but the way you breathe can dramatically affect how you feel. When you're stressed or anxious, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid. But when you want to feel calm, powerful, and in control, you breathe deeply. You fill your lungs, you breathe with purpose. You slow it down. The deeper you breathe, the more relaxed and energized you'll feel. And here's the best part. You can do this anytime, anywhere. No matter what's going on around you, you always have control over your breath. Now let's take this to the next level. Posture is one of the most powerful tools you have to shift your state. I'm going to challenge you to do something right now. I want you to sit up straight. Roll your shoulders back, lift your chin up, take a deep breath, and stand tall. How do you feel right now? I can promise you, you feel different. You feel more powerful. You feel stronger. Why? Because your body language has changed. And that's sending a signal to your brain that you are in control, that you are confident, that you are ready to take action. You want to be more confident? Start with your body. When you walk into a room with your chest open, head up, and your body moving with purpose, the people around you feel your energy. They can't help but notice it. And the best part, you'll start to feel it too. You'll feel more confident. You'll feel more powerful because your body is telling your mind, I am ready. I am strong. I am capable. Now, I want you to take this even further. If you want to truly harness the power of your physiology, you need to make a decision right now. Decide to move with purpose every single day. Decide to stand tall, to breathe deeply, to carry yourself like you're the most confident, most powerful person in the room. Decide that your energy will no longer be dependent on external circumstances. You control your energy. You control your state. Here's the secret. Energy is contagious. When you move with energy, when you walk into a room with confidence, you'll light up the entire space. The people around you will start to feel it. They'll be drawn to your energy. They'll be inspired by your presence. And guess what? The more you do it, the more you'll inspire yourself. You'll begin to shape your world simply by how you choose to move in it. Remember, you are not a passive participant in this life. You are in control. Your physiology is one of the most powerful tools you have. The moment you realize this, you step into your greatness. You get to decide how you feel by how you move, how you breathe, how you breathe. And when you control your physiology, you control your life. So I challenge you today, this moment, shift your physiology. Move like you are unstoppable. Breathe like you are at the top of your game. Stand like you are already the person you're becoming. The power is yours. And the moment you claim it, your life will never be the same. Let me ask you something. What's the story you're telling yourself right now? Because the truth is, the story you're telling yourself shapes your reality. The way you think about yourself, your life, your circumstances, that's the reality you create. Every day you are framing your life in a way that either empowers you or disempowers you. So if you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or defeated, it's time to ask, what are you focusing on? And more importantly, how are you interpreting what's happening in your life? You see, the human mind is a meaning-making machine. We don't just experience events. We create meaning around those events, and that meaning determines how we feel, how we act, and ultimately how we live. So the key to changing your life, to shifting your state, is learning how to reframe your thoughts. The moment you change the meaning you attach to something, you change everything. You don't have to wait for your circumstances to change. You just have to change how you perceive them. Think about it. How many times have you faced a challenge, a setback, or even failure and thought, this is it? This is the end. I can't go on. And when you thought that, how did you feel? Weak, helpless, overwhelmed. But here's the power of reframing. What if you could change that thought in an instant? What if instead of seeing that setback as a failure, you saw it as a lesson? What if instead of thinking, I can't do this, you thought, this is exactly what I need to grow and improve? When you reframe your thoughts, you transform your experience. And let me tell you something, you don't need to wait for your circumstances to change to feel different. It's not the world around you that's creating your emotions, it's how you interpret it. It's how you decide to look at things. Imagine right now, in this very moment, you could look at your toughest challenge and say, this is happening for me, not to me. What do you think would happen? Suddenly you have the power. Suddenly you're no longer a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of your experience. Here's the thing, your mind is constantly looking for meaning, and if you don't consciously choose what that meaning is, your unconscious mind will do it for you. And often it chooses the path of least resistance, which is to interpret things in a way that keeps you stuck. It's easy to say, I'm not good enough, I'm too old, I don't have the skills, this is too hard. It's easy to see challenges as insurmountable obstacles, but that's just your brain doing its job. It's trying to keep you safe by keeping you in your comfort zone. But listen closely, nothing extraordinary happens in the comfort zone. So how do you break free? You reframe. You choose to see things differently. And the moment you make that choice, you step into your power. Think about a time when you faced adversity. Maybe it was a difficult job, a relationship issue, a personal setback. Did you let that define you, or did you find a way to turn it around and see the opportunity within it? Did you ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? What can I take from this that will help me grow? That's the key. You must reframe what's happening and decide to make it work for you. You see, every time you're faced with a challenge, your mind wants to categorize it. It wants to assign a label to it. And here's where your power lies. You get to choose the label. You get to choose the meaning. You can decide that a setback is a failure, or you can decide that it's a stepping stone to success. You can decide that pain is your teacher, not your enemy. And let me tell you this, you are never stuck. No situation is permanent unless you choose to make it so. But the moment you change how you see things, everything changes. You want an example? Now think about a time in your life when you felt like you were at rock bottom. Maybe you were going through a tough time in your career or dealing with a personal crisis. But then at some point, something clicked inside of you. You decided that you were not going to be defined by that moment. You decided to reframe the experience and say, this is not the end of my story. It's the beginning of something greater. And when you made that decision, your life began to shift. The most powerful thing about reframing is that you don't need to wait for things to change. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You can change how you see things right now, right this minute. You can reframe your past. Yes, even the things you thought you had no control over. What if you looked at everything that's ever happened to you not as something that broke you, but as something that prepared you, as something that sharpened you? Every experience you've had has been part of the process of becoming who you are today. And who you are today is someone who has learned, grown, and evolved because of those experiences. Now, let me ask you something. What do you want to focus on? Because the moment you choose to focus on what you can learn from every experience, you unlock the power to move forward with strength and clarity. When you choose to focus on what you can control, you stop feeling like a victim of life. You start to feel like a creator. You become someone who takes massive action, who is unstoppable, who makes things happen no matter what. It's not the situation you're in that defines you. It's how you see that situation. It's how you choose to interpret it. You are the master of meaning. You can take any situation, any challenge, any experience, and decide what it means for you. You can decide that a setback is a lesson. You can decide that a challenge is an opportunity. You can decide that anything you face will be fuel for your growth. And the best part, the more you practice reframing, the more natural it becomes. The more you begin to look for the good, the positive, the empowering lessons in every situation, the less room there is for negativity, the less room there is for fear, the less room there is for doubt. And soon your default mode becomes one of growth, opportunity, and possibility. So today I challenge you, what story are you telling yourself? What is the meaning you are giving to the events in your life? Take control of that story, reframe your thoughts, and watch how your life begins to unfold in ways you never thought possible. Let me tell you something that can change the course of your life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces you have at your disposal. If you want to change your energy, your mindset, your life, gratitude is the key. And the most beautiful thing about it is it's free, it's available right now, and it's a choice. You get to decide how much power you want to give it. Now, I want you to think about something. Right now, at this very moment, there are a million things you could focus on, things that may frustrate you, things that are going wrong, things that you wish were different. You can focus on the problems, the obstacles, the challenges. But here's the catch. Whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on what's wrong, you'll get more of what's wrong. But if you choose to focus on what's right, on what you're grateful for, you begin to shift your entire experience. Imagine this right now. In this moment, you could decide to turn your attention toward all the things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the fact that you woke up today. Maybe it's the people in your life who love and support you. Maybe it's your health, your job, the opportunities in front of you. And as you focus on those things, you start to feel different. You feel lighter. You feel more energized. You feel more powerful. The secret to a life of fulfillment is simple. Gratitude is the ultimate resource for positive change. The more you practice gratitude, the more you see the world in a new light. When you focus on the things that are going well, when you focus on the blessings you already have, you immediately shift your focus from scarcity to abundance. You begin to see that you have more than enough. And when you see what you have, you naturally want to give more, do more, be more. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. But here's the truth. It's easy to forget how much we have. It's easy to take things for granted. We get caught up in the hustle, in the stress, in the problems, and we forget to step back and look at how far we've come, how much we've already achieved, how many things we already have to be thankful for. We get so wrapped up in the pursuit of more that we forget to acknowledge the greatness of what we've already created. And that's where gratitude steps in. Gratitude is a pattern interrupter. It breaks the cycle of stress, frustration, and overwhelm. When you find yourself stuck in a negative thought pattern, when you feel like everything is going wrong, all you have to do is shift your focus to something you're grateful for. It's like flicking a switch. In that moment, you move from a state of scarcity to a state of abundance. You move from feeling powerless to feeling empowered. Here's what happens when you practice gratitude every day. First, you start to see things you might have missed. You start to recognize the small victories, the simple joys, the little things that make life so rich. You begin to notice the beauty in the world around you. You start to appreciate your relationships more. You start to appreciate your body, your health, your senses, the ability to move, the ability to breathe. Gratitude shifts your perspective. And when you change your perspective, everything changes. Now let's talk about the real magic of gratitude. It's not just about saying thank you once a day. It's about making it a daily practice, a habit. It's about consciously and intentionally taking time each day to focus on what you appreciate, what you value, what makes you feel alive. Whether it's a few moments in the morning, before you go to bed, or throughout the day, the more consistent you are with this practice, the more natural it becomes. You start to feel gratitude flow through your veins. You start to see the world through a lens of abundance. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is think about 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's the roof over your head. Maybe it's the fact that you have a job. Maybe it's the opportunity to do what you love. Just by starting your day with gratitude, you set the tone for the entire day. You're telling your brain, today is a day of abundance. Today is a day of opportunity. Gratitude becomes your anchor. And let me tell you this, gratitude is a magnet for more of what you want. When you focus on the good multiplies. When you focus on what you have, you open yourself up to receive more. Gratitude is a magnet for success. It's the thing that unlocks the door to happiness, joy, and fulfillment. When you practice gratitude, you stop focusing on what's lacking in your life and instead you focus on what you have. And that makes you feel wealthy, abundant, and in control. Let me tell you something that is non-negotiable if you want to create extraordinary results in your life. Massive action is the key to everything. We can talk about mindset, we can talk about strategies, we can talk about goals, but at the end of the day, nothing happens without action. And I'm not talking about just any action, I'm talking about massive, committed, relentless action. The kind of action that says, I'm all in, I'm committed, I will do whatever it takes to achieve this. If you want to create the life of your dreams, it's time to stop talking about it and start doing it. You've already got the ideas, you've got the vision, you've got the passion. Now what you need is action. The difference between those who succeed and those who struggle is simply this. The ones who succeed take action. They don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. They don't wait for everything to be just right. They get up and do something, anything to move them closer to their goal. Too many people get caught in the trap of thinking about it. They analyze, they plan, they strategize, but they never actually take that first step. Let me be clear, thinking doesn't lead to results. Strategy is important, planning is important, but it's the action that makes things happen. And I'm talking about bold action, not baby steps, not waiting until you're ready. Here's the truth. You will never feel 100% ready to take the leap. You'll always find reasons to wait. I need more information. I'm not sure I'm prepared. Maybe I'll wait until the timing is right. But here's the harsh reality. You'll never know the timing until you take action. You'll never know if you're fully ready until you put yourself in the fire. That's when you learn, when you grow, when you discover what you're truly made of. So the question is, are you going to sit on the sidelines and hope that things work out for you? Or are you going to get in the game, commit to massive action and make things happen? The power is in your hands. The power is in your ability to act, to push past fear, to step into the unknown and take massive action every single day. Massive action means making bold decisions. It means not being afraid to fail because you know failure is just feedback. Every time you try something and it doesn't work, you don't quit, you learn. You adapt. You refine your approach, you get better. Failure is never final unless you let it be. If you're taking massive action, failure is simply a part of the process, a necessary part of the journey towards success. Let me tell you, you don't need to have everything figured out before you start. Most people spend so much time trying to get everything perfect, trying to get every detail right, and they never take action. But the key is to start now, even if it's messy, even if you're unsure, start. Massive action is about movement, momentum, and commitment. And once you start, once you take that first step, the world begins to open up to you in ways you can't imagine. And listen, I don't want you to take action just to take action. I want you to take massive aligned action, the kind of action that is in line with your vision and your values. Your action should be fueled by a clear purpose of burning desire, a sense of mission. It's not just about doing things to be busy. It's about doing things that will move you closer to your goal, actions that will push you past the limits of what you thought was possible. So how do you take massive action? First, you've got to commit to the goal, commit to the outcome, commit to yourself. This is the first step. It's not enough to wish for it. It's not enough to hope for it. You've got to make a rock solid commitment to your success. And that commitment is not just about saying, I'll try. It's about saying, this is non-negotiable. I will do whatever it takes. There is no plan B. When you commit, everything changes. You shift from being a dreamer to a doer. You stop waiting for the right moment and start creating your own moments. You stop making excuses, stop justifying why things aren't working, and you get into action. The moment you make that commitment, the universe aligns to support you, but only if you take massive action. And here's another secret. Action breeds momentum. The hardest part is always the beginning, the first step. But once you start moving, once you take that first massive action, things start to shift. You start to see opportunities. You start to attract the right people. You start to gain clarity. The more you act, the more momentum you build. Momentum is the secret weapon of success. When you're moving forward, you're unstoppable. And when you're taking consistent, massive action, you create a snowball effect that propels you to levels you never thought possible. But let's be honest for a second, taking massive action isn't always easy. There will be days when you feel like quitting. There will be times when you hit roadblocks. You'll face setbacks, challenges, and obstacles that seem insurmountable. But listen, that's exactly when you need to push even harder. This is where your true power lies. When it gets tough, that's your moment to dig deep and go even further. Massive action requires massive discipline, massive persistence, and massive courage. And here's the thing about massive action. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You just need to know the next step. It's about moving forward with confidence. Even when the whole path isn't clear, you'll figure it out as you go. The most successful people in the world didn't have a perfect roadmap. When they started, they took the next step and the next, and they adjusted as they learned along the way. Massive action is about making decisions and taking bold steps, not waiting for certainty. So here's what I want you to understand. Massive action is a mindset. It's not something you do when you feel like it. It's something you do no matter what. It's about taking action even when you're afraid. It's about acting when you're uncertain. It's about pushing through resistance and not letting excuses or fears control you. It's about saying, I will move forward no matter what. Let me tell you something that can change your life forever. Happiness is not a destination. It's not something that will come to you once you achieve a goal or get that promotion or buy that house. Happiness is not something you wait for. Happiness is a decision. And the most powerful thing about it is that you get to make that decision right now, in this very moment. You need to understand this deep in your bones. Happiness doesn't come from what you have or where you are. It comes from how you choose to think, feel, and act in this moment right now. It's a choice you make every single day. And that choice is yours to make, no one else's. You're the one in control. And let me tell you, this is powerful. Once you realize that happiness is not dependent on anything outside of you, once you understand that the ability to be happy is within you all along, you'll stop waiting for the world to change, and you'll start changing the way you experience the world. You'll begin to see that happiness is a muscle. It's something you can strengthen and grow through your thoughts, your actions, and your beliefs. Right now, I want you to ask yourself, what is stopping you from being happy in this moment? Is it the past? A mistake you made, an old story you're holding on to. Maybe it's fear, doubt, or an expectation of how things should be. Whatever it is, I want you to understand this happiness is a choice that's available to you in any moment. It's not about waiting for your circumstances to change. It's about changing how you think and feel in the face of your circumstances. Now, let's be real, life can be tough. There will be challenges. There will be setbacks. You'll have moments when you feel overwhelmed, when you're frustrated, or when things just aren't going your way. But here's what I know for sure. Those challenges don't have to dictate your happiness. You get to decide how you respond to them. You get to decide whether you're going to let life's difficulties control your emotions, or if you're going to take charge and decide to be happy, regardless of the circumstances. Happiness is not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring the struggles. Happiness is about making the conscious choice to embrace life as it is, to appreciate what you have, and to find peace and joy in the present moment. It's about being fully alive right now. It's about recognizing that life is happening for you, not to you, and that everything you go through, every obstacle, every challenge is an opportunity for growth, learning, and evolution. And let me tell you, when you decide to be happy now, you unlock a power inside you that most people will never experience. Happiness isn't just about feeling good. It's a force. It's a catalyst. It fuels you to take action, to rise above challenges, and to show up in your life in ways that create success and fulfillment. When you choose happiness, you choose power. You choose a mindset that attracts positivity, that attracts opportunity, and that attracts the kind of energy that will change everything in your life. Now, I know that many of you might be thinking, Tony, it's not that easy. I've got real problems. How can I just choose to be happy when things aren't going the way I want them to? And here's my answer to you. It's about shifting your perspective. Happiness is not about your situation. It's about how you relate to your situation. It's about how you interpret what's going on around you. You can look at your current circumstances and see only the obstacles, the pain, the reasons to feel bad, or you can choose to focus on what you're learning, what you're grateful for, what's going well, and how much you've already overcome. Every single moment of your life is an opportunity to choose happiness, to choose joy, to choose love, to choose gratitude. And it's the little moments that matter. It's not just about those big milestones, those life-changing moments. It's about choosing to feel happy in the middle of your everyday life. It's about finding joy in the journey, in the process, not just in the end result. And here's something else I want you to understand. Your thoughts shape your emotions, and your emotions shape your actions. So if you want to be happy, you have to be intentional about the thoughts you're thinking. You can't let your mind run wild with negativity. You can't let your brain go to the worst case scenario. Instead, decide to think thoughts that empower you. Decide to focus on the good. Decide to see the opportunities. Decide to focus on what's right in your life instead of what's wrong. Your happiness is directly tied to the thoughts you choose to believe. But here's the catch. You're going to have days when it feels harder to choose happiness. We all do, but that's when you need to make an even stronger commitment. This is where the real power comes from. It's in those moments of doubt, frustration, or fear that you must remind yourself, I have the power to choose how I feel, no matter what. I can decide to be happy now. Let me ask you, what would your life look like if you decided to be happy, no matter what? What if you chose to let go of the belief that happiness is a future event? What if you stopped waiting for the next promotion, the next relationship, or the next success to feel happy? What if you just decided right now to be happy and grateful for everything that you are and everything you have? Imagine what would change in your life if you stopped letting external circumstances dictate your emotions. Imagine the energy you would bring to every situation, the relationships you'd build, the actions you'd take, the things you'd achieve. When you decide to be happy, your life transforms. It's that simple. Here's the secret. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. You can choose happiness in this moment, regardless of your circumstances. The power of this decision is extraordinary. It gives you freedom. It gives you peace. It gives you energy. It gives you clarity. And the best part is when you choose happiness now, you start to realize that you can create your future from a place of joy, not from a place of fear or lack. You're no longer waiting for something to happen to make you happy. You're creating happiness from within, and when you do that, you become a magnet for more of what you want in life. So I challenge you right now, decide to be happy now. Make it your priority. Choose to let go of anything that's holding you back from experiencing joy. Let go of the past. Let go of the negative stories. Let go of the stress and choose right now to feel the power of happiness in your life. It's your birthright, and it's available to you at any moment. So stop waiting, stop delaying, and decide to be happy now. To sum up everything we've explored, let me leave you with this. The key to happiness, success, and fulfillment in your life is rooted in the decisions you make right now. You have the power in any moment to take control of your focus, shift your physiology, reframe your thoughts, practice gratitude, feed your mind with empowering content, take massive action, and most importantly, decide to be happy. These are not just ideas, they are tools you can use to transform your life. Every one of these steps is a choice. You get to decide how you respond to life's challenges. You get to choose the kind of energy you bring into every situation. Your happiness is in your hands. It's not about waiting for the perfect circumstances, the perfect moment, or the perfect result. It's about choosing to be happy, fulfilled, and empowered right here, right now. Remember, the power to change your life starts with a single decision. Decide to take massive action. Decide to feed your mind with positive, empowering content. Decide to reframe your thoughts, to shift your energy, to be grateful, to live in the present, and to embrace your limitless potential. When you do that, you unlock the door to a life that is aligned with your highest vision. So today, make the decision to take control. Choose happiness, choose action, choose job. Your future is waiting for you to step into it. And the moment you make the decision to take charge of your life, to be happy now, is the moment your life will begin to unfold in ways you never imagined. You are capable. You are powerful. And you are deserving of everything you want. So let's get started. Today is the day to take massive action and create the life you deserve. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to take action now. Make that choice today and watch your world transform.